Well, it's interesting. I thought about this because you said you were going to ask me this question. And innovation, I've always felt, for me, it's a step-by-step thing. It doesn't happen from one day to the next. Innovation is having a vision, first of all, and then working to develop the means to realize whatever that vision is. And then one thing I always found in the studio was that I'd be working on a series, or I'd be in a certain place in my work. And these objects that I was making, these textile constructions that I was making, were exactly what I could do at that moment. They were exactly what I had the capability to do at that moment. In my mind's eye, I could often see 5 years ahead of me, a kind of fuzzy or something that I wanted my work to be like or to become. But I didn't have all the knowledge I needed, all the skills I needed, all the experience I needed at the present moment. But I still could visualize vaguely in my mind's eye what I would like to get to. And I saw this happen over and over across the course of my career. As time passed and I accumulated experience and knowledge and skills, I was able to realize the something that I had envisioned 5 years before or 10 years before. And so I think there's a saying that I like, I've lived by this too, and it has something to do with innovation. This was a Haida Indian carver named Robert Davidson. And he said, the only way to carry on tradition is to keep inventing new things. And that's really, it says you've got this foundation, whatever that tradition you come out of, whatever the tradition of your field has provided as a foundation, and you've built on that. And at some point, if you're persistent, if you're disciplined, if you're smart, if you've got all your senses open, you'll make a breakthrough. And that's the innovation. Now, an interesting side to this is that when I became department chair, and you know this from your own experience, when somebody becomes department chair, it's like somebody becomes the senator from the state of Nebraska or Iowa, or the new president-elect. They start coming up with ideas. I want to do this, or let's do this. And you get a faculty group around you at weekly or monthly faculty meeting, and as I did, you say, well, I'm thinking, how do you feel about X? We try this to help boost enrollment. And you've got always 2 or 3 who will say, and I had 2 in particular who almost unfailingly said, oh, no, we tried that years ago. No, we did that already. No, doesn't work. We tried that years ago. And that's an innovation squasher right there. But I would persist if I thought that there was some hope that this might work in new circumstances, with new participants, with new technologies, with new tools at our disposal, and also maybe with a somewhat revised attitude. And we did have successes in some things where we built on something that had been done years before but hadn't worked out. Well, when you have a different team, you've got different players, they're gonna perform differently, and the end result is likely to be different. So I think that's what I have to say about innovation. And I don't know if it quite answers your question.